Today we're going to talk about mixed reality, that's virtual and augmented reality, and their uses in training and guidance.
Welcome to ProfileTree TV, and today we're very excited to welcome Nuala Trainor from Sentireal. So just about got the name right. So Nuala, thank you very much for coming and joining us today over in the Springfield Road. Would you mind telling us and anyone watching a little bit more about your company?
Yes, so Sentireal was set up in 2013 with myself and David. We focus on the production of software platforms for training and guidance, predominantly for medical and healthcare, and we use augmented and virtual reality technologies, and we also include artificial intelligence.
Wow.
In our products.
All the most exciting technology that there is
Kieran,
that we all hear about every day and no one actually knows what it is.
Exactly. Well, do you know what? Before I joined the company, I was just like anyone else, didn't really know. So just to give you a wee rundown, virtual reality, if I'm going to explain to customers or whatever, virtual reality is generally what you would see when you put a headset on or some type of headgear. Now, that can be a cardboard headgear, which is cost like £5, up to these higher spec costing hundreds or thousands, and you become immersed in this virtual world. So you put the headset on and you're seeing maybe 360 video or computer generated images, and that's generally virtual reality. And on the other side you have augmented reality, and I say to people, think of Pokemon Go. So augmented reality, you are seeing this using a tablet or a phone, and you'll hold it up to an item or a trigger point or whatever, and it is literally augmented. So it's used in many industries. So say for example, marketing, you would have the picture of the wine bottle and you would hold the tablet over this, and once it's triggered you would have additional details and data to enhance that. So the wine, there could be grapes or people drinking the wine or whatever, to bring it all to life. And generally there's so many types of these nowadays, they're blended together, and one generic term is mixed reality.
Wow. And today, and I work in the industry, shamefully I think today is the first time I've heard of mixed reality. So
yeah, and goodness knows what it'll be in 10 more years time, Kieran.
Exciting times. I'm thinking even, so it'd be AR, I think I've seen some furniture shops where you can maybe see a couch and take it to your living room and
come to life.
You see what it looks like and make a decision to purchase.
Absolutely.
There and then. And who would have thought we'd have bought furniture online if you said that 2 or 3 years ago? No way. But now you can actually physically see what it might look like in your
absolutely.
In your room.
Now when David started out years back, going through Queen's, I distinctly remember having a computer, and the first computer, which probably was half the size of the living room in those days, and the guys were working on it, and they had an application where there was a jumper on from, say, a shop like Next or whatever, and guess what, you were able to push the button on the computer and the jumper turned red.
Wow.
That's what state that was that in then, and look how we've progressed. Amazing, isn't it? Technology.
Incredible. From that to videos to AR, VR,
absolutely.
AI. Incredible. So MR, mixed reality.
Mixed reality.
Brilliant.
Yes.
That's my new word for today.
It is indeed, isn't it? Yes. And what we do then is we will use this mixed content in our training, and we then introduce AI, artificial intelligence. So the beauty of that is that it's able to monitor the progress of trainees as they're using our software platform for training and guidance, and it will actually deliver content which is specific to each trainee. So it's not one size fits all. So you could have 10 people in the training room doing, for instance, first aid training, and their content will be, their progress will be monitored, and the content will be delivered accordingly, and then their progress will be kind of sent back to a trainer. So it's relieving the burden for the trainer as well, because there's a lot of overheads and a lot of paperwork very often involved in training scenarios too. So
incredible.
It's another advantage.
I'm sure, and I think you mentioned that retention is probably a wee bit better.
Absolutely, yes. So studies show that the immersive nature of the technology leads to higher retention rates. So traditional lecture styles, the average is about 10%. With this immersive training, because you're fully engaged, your senses are aroused, it's just a totally captivating experience, and the rates can be up to 75%. So huge learning outcomes and huge potential for so many industries. In the past it would have been used a lot in it's kind of like in military, for instance, training soldiers before they go in Iraq. It's kind of a try before you buy experience, where you put on this immersive headset and you are there you know, and it's the sights, sounds and smells, for instance, of the battle scene or whatever, coming to life. It's kind of risk-free training, as I say, and that can be applied to so many more industries, and there's a greater awareness of it nowadays and the benefits of the immersive training, yeah.
Incredible. And who would be your typical customer then? So you mentioned first aid training.
Yes.
Anything? Really?
Yes, it could be. We focus primarily on medical and healthcare, so at the moment we're working for NHS England. We have done some training for the Education Authority in Northern Ireland here, and that involves training for pupils with autism. So that's another area where we use virtual reality training, and autism being a lifelong condition. One of the areas we identified was transitions within a school. So we linked in with a local school, Millennium Integrated Primary School, and they worked with us as partners, as domain experts, as we like to call them, and our application there is used by children with autism, preparing and dealing with and facing transitions in school, and basically they can practice these transitions, practice risk-free training again, like I say, before they try them out in real life. So we've just completed phase 1 of that for the Education Authority in Northern Ireland. It's very exciting.
And you think there'll be a lot of benefits for this kind of software application in education?
Oh, absolutely. What really struck me was we went into the children with these headsets, and you know, it just shows you that it's the potential future generations, because the children, you know, they were just really down to get over to try these on. There was none of that, you know, oh, don't want that or anything like that. And to them, virtual reality and things like that, you know, so keen, and they represent a huge learning tool in our case for transitions. But you know, that can be used for delivering any areas of the curriculum or whatever. The children are so excited by it, and you know what, take that and use that to their advantage. Amazing. Absolutely
incredible.
brilliant.
So I'm seeing how that can
Yeah,
be rolled
yeah,
into
brilliant.
education. It'll transform. Actually, when you think of education, it hasn't changed in so many like hundreds of years.
Yeah.
If someone's sitting in the front.
Totally. And we call it the flip model of learning, where basically you're taking that home with you, because some of these applications, they're on your phone. You can sit in your bedroom, you can sit where you want, and it's really, we call it on-demand learning, whereas you're not tied into going to a training centre to do your training course, where by the end of it you're kind of thinking, what's for lunch here, or I'm bored, or I know this, or whatever. And you know, it's a flip model of learning. And in classrooms then, you know, the teachers or the tutor will be talking about how the pupils have progressed with their learning. You know, did you get a chance to try that out over the week, guys? How did you find it? And it's more discussions about it rather than your traditional model of learning that, as you say, it's remained unchanged for years and years, hasn't it?
Incredible. And do you think this, so obviously it's in education, which is brilliant, and I can understand why in healthcare, because obviously you can't practice too often in that, so I can understand how that would be very beneficial. And you see it coming into general corporations, like everyday life for businesses as well.
Yes, that we do work with other organisations as well, and again the benefit for them is, and I said about the increased retention and stuff like that, but also reduce costs. You know, that this can be spread out over a lot of learners, and it's not location based. You know, so if you have a big company based in London, your other offices throughout the UK or whatever can be benefiting from this training. There's a lot of potential there as well. So, and it's increased for us, increased scalability, that we can deliver a software platform to our clients and then add further elements to it of their corporate training or whatever.
Incredible.
So it's great opportunities.
I'm glad you brought up costs. So obviously there's costs of corporates, and we're talking about education as well. So if a parent was watching this and wanted to introduce their child into some AR or VR technologies, then is it expensive compared to other devices that they may be looking for this Christmas?
Well, exactly. I mean, we the beauty of our products is it's able to download to your mobile device. So you can put that into as sophisticated a headgear as you want, or as low cost. And it's on the Google Cardboard, you know, for children, £5. We actually call it the pizza box. You click it together and pop your phone in, and that's great. And you can go up to higher specification. Now we use for instance our autism project, the Oculus Go, where the device is contained within the headset, and it's quite lightweight and streamlined compared to years ago. It's more refined. I compared to kind of the mobile phones from years ago that were like bricks, and now they're tiny and they're flat and they're lightweight. And it's the same with these headsets. And for instance, the Oculus Go we use retails at £200, and you know, children are banned PlayStations and games like that, which I'm sure are a lot more expensive. So
Yes.
yeah, they're not prohibitive, the costs.
Incredible. So benefits include cost. It's potentially
Yes.
cheaper than other technologies, other game systems, if we're talking about entertainment.
Yes, yes.
And your retention, if it's for learning, then your retention level would be so much higher.
Yes.
Incredible.
So basically, with the system, then you can access our learning platform, and we deliver that under a subscription model. We kind of compare it to like Netflix, where you can pay a monthly subscription and get access to the various training modules there. So and you know, that library will grow over the years.
Incredible. So you're adding more and more content into it?
Yes.
Very good. So and then you'll be able to reach more and more
Absolutely,
businesses?
that's the idea. And I mean, for instance, the healthcare market is massive, and there's a lot of research, and they're showing by 2025 the immersive healthcare market is estimated to be 5 billion. So there's a lot of excitement, and certainly since our company has started since 2013, I see more acceptance of this whole kind of mixed reality technologies, and especially with the hardware catching up. And again, research shows that sometimes there can be a bit of market reluctance to engage in these new technologies, and then there comes a tipping point, and that's kind of predicted to be 2019. So we are really well placed as a company to be ahead of that and to gain from that then.
Excellent. Roll on 2019.
Yes,
then, I see.
absolutely, yeah.
Because again, and ourselves, we're focused on video, and we're all excited around 5G launching next year, and how fast our mobile devices will be. But as you say, it's technology. It's going to change everything year on year.
Yeah, better, faster, smoother. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And what do you think the future then would hold for AR and VR? So you've said that obviously historically, or a couple of years ago, the headsets were big.
Yes,
and the software and the hardware is quite large. You think it'll become easier to use?
Yes, and quite commonplace.
Wow.
You know, we always say, who asked for an iPad?
Yes.
Really? And you know, and now where would you be without them, or where would you be without your mobile phone? Do you know what I mean? They will be quite commonplace. Whereas, not, as you said, even that you're buying new furniture, it's like as opposed to going and getting the catalogue out, it'll be just getting your iPad and getting the relevant app, the way the technology's going. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, as you say, like I don't think these devices 10, 11 years ago existed, and as you say, like in 10, 11 years, will we have laptops or desktops?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Exactly.
It could be something of this.
Yeah, and I mean, even, you know, you look at the young generation, like 95% of young people have smartphones. Wouldn't be without them, you know, and all this technology comes onto their smartphone. They don't even use the big computers anymore, even laptops. And you look at the research, there's less and less, literally, it's their phones for everything. So years ago you had your GP, you had your sat nav, you had different fitness track. It's now all combined in your phone, and the AR and the VR just tie into that perfectly.
Yeah, totally.
Really,
Incredible.
they do. Yeah.
So if we take a step back, then how does augmented reality actually work? Is it very difficult, the system, or
basically on the platform is built, and it is trained as such to recognise a trigger point. So for instance, on this bottle, it would recognise the bottle as the object.
Wow.
And it will then overlay the information onto the existing object. Can be done kind of using GPS location based, say if you're out in remote locations, but probably for improved performance and results, it's better if there's an actual trigger that you go to, and it will recognise it and throw up the relevant information. It's a digital overlay of relevant information to that.
No, and you must have seen some exciting applications of this. I
yes,
guess.
So we did an application a few years back, and it was for stroke rehab victims.
Wow.
Just within the medical area, and basically after you've had a stroke, very often you lose the ability to perform a series of tasks, and our application was making a cup of tea. Very basic, you might think, but people who've had a stroke, literally they can remember their childhood, and this thing about learning to ride a bike, never leave it. can't remember the sequences involved in making a cup of tea. So our augmented reality device was, you literally held the iPad in the kitchen, against like a well-known brand of tea bags or something, for instance, and then that automatically put the steps in the sequence for you to follow. And an application like that, in an aging society, more people having strokes, do you know what I mean? It's more cost effective to deliver this. People living in remote areas, they're not going to have therapists being able to physically go out all the time. That it's aiding their independence, and we are very much about allowing older generations to live in their own houses for longer, etc. I mean, and stroke, for instance, affects all ages, but that's just one example of it. That there's it and touch it, and there's help at your fingertips, really, which is great. And another thing is, because it's existing mobile devices, it's not this technology that people are afraid of.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? There's this thing, like children on their phones, they're glued. They could probably do it in their sleep, but that kind of way. They're familiar. It's not bringing in this big contraption. This will help you make a cup of tea. Well, I don't really want that. So it's at their fingertips, and it's handy, and they're familiar with it.
No, totally, and that's probably one I'm thinking now. Back to the house and the amount of boxes I have with items of tech I bought, and because it's a standalone piece, I'll never use it. But once it's integrated into, as you say, it's in their smartphone, you just open an app or switch it on and away you go. But
Easy.
Actually having to pull something out, plug it in, charge it, it's not going to be used
to make your cup of tea. It would take you longer to do that than actually make the cup of tea, but
incredible.
Amazing.
So then going back to the children, what do you think that software like this will actually really come into its own in classrooms? You think that this will be teachers will be using this?
Yeah, and it's training the teachers as well, that they aren't like afraid of it or whatever, are keen to use it. I mean, I know there's probably generations of teachers who are reluctant to use iPads and things like that, but certainly the children that we have been working with have shown such a fascination and like an enthusiasm, and it's amazing. They're using all this in their houses and stuff, they're familiar with it and they're happy with it, so yeah, absolutely.
Oh. And do you think that actually standard lessons could be taught through these kind of...
Absolutely. Augmented with it as well. Get out your iPads today, and we're going to have this application, and we're going to look at the dinosaur, and the dinosaurs come to life on their screen. How much more amazing is that than the teacher drawing the dinosaur on the whiteboard? Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And whiteboards, over the years, I've worked in education as well, and even the introduction of the whiteboard. The children love the whiteboards. The whiteboards are nearly a treat. If you're good and do your work, you can get in the whiteboard. So they want it and use that opportunity. Brilliant.
Incredible. I'm thinking volcanoes and actually seeing it.
Everything.
Absolutely. And space.
And then as content creation gets more sophisticated, as you would know, it's all there. It's amazing. Use it. Absolutely.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So actually then behind the platform, there's quite a bit of technical development.
Yes, so we have a team of 4 people at the moment, and they're great, and they're young and enthusiastic, and I say to people, they're workers, they're love. They do this at the weekends. They love. They have either computer science or gaming backgrounds, and they absolutely love it and give it 110%. And our team would be divided into content developers and then the actual application developers who will do kind of the skeleton, the infrastructure of the application, and then the content is embedded over. And they work as a great team, helping each other, and when there's projects, they'll all be briefed on it, and we're very creative, and we'll take everyone's ideas. It's not kind of the manager coming along and saying we're doing this. It's their ideas, and they'll say, now in another project I did this and it was really successful, I can incorporate it and things like that. But that would be our 2 main kind of assets, your content and your application developers.
Incredible.
As such, and there's certainly, when we advertise posts or whatever, there's such a huge interest in them. It's kind of this market the young people want to be in. Fantastic. Not restricted to young people, but you know, that whole gaming background and technology and things like that. And sometimes you'll bring students in on work placement or work experience or whatever, and they're just wow, just love it. You know,
of course, it's technology for the future now
Absolutely.
and the future, of course.
Yeah,
and is it
absolutely.
tough then to find people with the skills locally?
To date, no. We've
Brilliant.
been lucky that way. Graduates from the local, we would advertise, for instance, the universities, both locally, south of Ireland and the UK, and you'll get a good pool of applicants.
Incredible.
As I say, computer, we've our in-house animator as well. So yeah, we've been lucky to date, and long may that continue.
Yes,
yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
And we know there's some amazing talent coming through here in
Yeah.
Belfast. So
Yeah, and we like to link in with the universities as we go along the way, and certainly even the likes of students looking for work experience for a week. I think you have to really reach out to these people. You know, you have to give them, because they are the talent of the future coming, and you can't, you know, you get people, there could be 15-year-olds at school. You know, we had a lovely boy in last year, and he had autism, and he just came in and he was fabulous. It was brilliant. We've had students in on day placements, work experience for a week from a whole range. But I really feel you have to embrace that. You have to. And again, we're working with the local universities as well, and be quite familiar with them, and do their open days and graduate fairs and things like that.
and identify talent.
Yeah,
That's
because
it.
they're providing the talent for us coming through in the future.
Incredible. So for a lot of people who are business owners and marketing managers and the like, even solo entrepreneurs watching this, obviously hearing AI and AR and VR and MR, and thinking it's also the future, it's not going to impact my business in the next couple of years. Do you think that is true, or they should be becoming more aware of?
Yeah, do you know what? Time stands still for nobody. You have to keep up with technology, and you know, it's embracing these and seeing the benefits of it, and becoming involved and knowing what's out there. And as well, I mean, our products, we can't put on a screen and there's the jumper and it's red and it's blue and it comes in small, medium and large. We go to shows, and it's actually for us, marketing our products is actually letting people experience them, and once you've experienced it, once you really understand what it's like with this, to be immersed in this, and people actually take the headsets off and they're, oh, I'm back in the real world. And we've had people actually put the headsets on, and there was a scenario, it was a school desk, and this particular person had the headset on, and we're trying to lift the books in the day. I mean, it's so vivid, which is great.
And
so it's experiencing it for yourself and believing. You know, seeing is believing. That kind of way. Brilliant.
Very good. So if anyone hasn't tried it, they have to try it.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Have to make a point.
Yeah.
Very good. So if anyone who was watching this had questions around AR, VR or MR, and how it might impact their business and what they could do, I guess you'd be open for them reaching out.
Absolutely, contacting. I mean, our details are available, Sentireal, our website, our phone numbers, whatever. And general, you know, when you Google AR, VR, training, benefits, immersive technology, all those buzzwords, it's all very positive. And as I say, so much great potential there.
Excellent. So no risks around the...
Well, you know, the main risk I would say are people kind of putting the VR headsets on and like forgetting what they are or whatever. You know,
enjoying it too much.
Some places actually have VR training rooms, or you know, allocating safe areas,
or
a VR bench, a VR bench where we're saying like time travelers, like Doctor Who or something.
Amazing.
But you can put the headset on, and you're, you know, and you are in a whole 360 world. So I mean, sitting down is good, because like you will sit and look behind you, you know. In our training we'll have all our 360 audio as well, so the likes of our recording that we made for our autism specific application, you know, we went to the school and captured the 360 audio, and in those scenarios it's real audio that you're hearing, and then we were able to put the teacher's voice giving additional instructions over that.
Beautiful.
Oh, that was a great choice you made, or good lining up, or things like that. So it's so true to life. It's brilliant.
Amazing. Sounds incredible. We're going to have to check it out, and I'm recommending that anyone watching this checks out your website, and if they have any questions, gets in touch. And underneath the video we'll have links to your website and your phone number and anything else we can put in that'll make it easy for people to reach out. So again, thank you very much for coming in and sharing and educating us on especially mixed reality. Now I'll be able to impress everyone by my knowledge.
Next time I'll get the headset for you, Kieran.
We'll have to come in and
stage
do
2.
a live demo for sure. I'll not be adverse to that. So thank you again for that. And so if anyone wants to check out the website, the web address is
www.sentireal.com.
brilliant. Excellent. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Kieran.
And thank you for watching today. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and do make sure you check out and reach out to Nuala and her team and find out more about AR, VR and AI and MR of course. This is Kieran from ProfileTree, the content marketing agency, coming to you from the Innovation Factory in the Springfield Road. Hopefully you'll join us for tomorrow's video, and thanks again.